All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Now with lemon bars.
Sorry, I missed the countdown. I'm so sorry.
It was
I was
hilarious.
expecting it to be auditory.
So for people that don't know how I do this, when I transition to, because I record all these things locally and then upload them to my YouTube channel, I don't do the kind of import thing that you can do with Twitch. The way that I do it is on the starting soon page, I have the background music on, and then I have our audio all muted so we can have a conversation before we go live. So what I do is after I do the countdown, I do a little countdown before we go live. After I do the countdown, I mute the desktop audio. I unmute our audio, and then I click the record button. Give myself about a second or two of just dead air, and then I do the transition. I start my intro. I kid you not. I hit record. I wait half a second, and lemon bars, and I'm like, that is hilarious. And so I stopped recording and started over, so I have a clean recording.
Oh, dang.
I still have that part recorded. If you'd like, I will send you the file of you just talking about lemon bars over starting soon.
Nope.
I thought it was a pretty good transition because like Jody went 5, 4, 3, 2. So my coworkers brought lemon. Just like
it was great. If anyone was wanting lemon bars, apparently Jax's coworkers have enough that they're bragging about them. So
yes,
I've never been a massive fan of lemon bars because I just don't like lemons.
I like lemon and lime. I'll take them.
See, I'm a fan of lime, and I get like lemon curd is not because that's what you do to make lemon bars.
Lemon meringue pie, dude.
Sort of.
Well,
Curd is its own special little category.
Well,
I'll fight you.
Anyway, so
you want to fight for some lemon curd?
In this corner,
I'm gonna win.
I'm not proud. I'll fight for pie.
And Papa was young.
And here comes Pie with the steel chair.
Oh my God!
I'll make you some lemon curd, and I'll send.
Oh yeah! Check out this meringue.
Yeah, you want the meringue now? Or we could go the full-on Hulk Hogan. Hey, brother, do you want some meringue in your life right now? Ooh. I miss old like 80s and early 90s wrestling.
Do a deep cut. Do Gold Dust.
Meringue. Goldust scared me when I was. I used to watch wrestling with.
Justifiably, he was scary as Goldust.
But the one that used to really freak me out was Mankind.
Oh, Foley.
Mick Foley.
Yeah, Mick Foley.
One of his dozen characters.
But oh my lord, Mankind was the most terrifying because he had that little sock puppet that he would go
Mr.
around
Socko.
with. And like during the middle of a match, he just reach
the mandible
into someone's mouth and rip their like it was the weirdest. That was peak wrestling.
Yeah, and he still does it.
Does he still do Mankind?
I think he still wrestles now. I thought he retired, didn't he?
Yeah, he still retires, but every like now and again he'll do like guest appearances, and he always has Mr. Socko up his belt.
They keep bringing back wrestlers like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep.
Is back.
Wait, what?
I think at one point he was complaining that he wanted to have like a big kind of retirement match style thing, and
I mean, The Undertaker couldn't even have that.
Well,
because it was COVID.
I thought
the Undertaker looked old to me when he was old, when he was like popular. He looked old then.
Wasn't the
How old is he now? Like 90?
Fell from the rafters? He's 427. He's undead.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think so,
Jody.
Jody.
Taliesin are buddies from.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, makes a trip over to Death Valley every now and again.
And Diamond Dallas Page, my personal favorite wrestler. Now teaches yoga, I think.
Cool.
He's a really cool dude.
Like, yeah, it turns out.
Everyone I've heard like interact with him, he's the nicest dude in the world.
And Kane is a Republican.
I think what happened is he got all of his aggression out with the WWE, and then he's like, I'm ready for the rest of my life to be Zen. Not Kane.
So the weirdest thing in the world, because again, I used to watch wrestling back in the 90s. I know 3 people personally that just decided one day, I want to be a professional wrestler, and then became professional wrestlers. I know 3 different people that were professional wrestlers for, years. And it was the weirdest thing, because I always thought, like, professional wrestling are like superheroes. Like, you don't know where they come from. They just show up one day, and then they're there, and then they disappear. I didn't realize you could just go, you know what, today I'm going to be a professional wrestler, and then do it. Like, that was the weirdest the thing to me. But
then, because her take of a do.
The one thing I liked about my middle school, he actually became high school art teacher. Our middle school art teacher was incredibly ripped, and it turned out back in the day he moonlit as a security guard, and he actually was so ripped and so jacked he did security for when wrestling matches would come through.
Nice.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize just how big professional wrestling is. Like, there are a lot of really small leagues and stuff like that I didn't realize existed.
A lot of small circuits hoping to get their shot.
And from everything I've heard, most of like the big names, for the most part, they tend to be relatively nice people. Like,
the majority of them are like massive nerds, just like us. I remember seeing some videos of like
Xavier Woods.
Yep, Xavier Woods.
Giving tours of their houses. A lot of them had anime figures on their shelves, and they're just like normally very soft-spoken.
Xavier Woods has Golden Girls.
I remember because one of my biggest and I started watching well after he'd retired. But Andre the Giant was one of my favorite, because I'd watch his classic stuff, and he was like the biggest teddy bear ever. And by biggest teddy bear ever, I 100% mean like he was like 7'22".
Yep.
And was just this massive behemoth of a man, and he was just so nice. And there's all these interviews from the people that did Princess Bride, and I think it was Mandy Patinkin, because he spent so much time with Andre, because Inigo and Fezzik were paired. He mentioned, he's like, I think it was either him or it might have been Christopher Guest, was just talking about, what's the thing that you enjoyed most about the movie? And Andre's like, nobody stares. Like, everywhere in the world I go, everybody looks at me like I'm a freak. But on set, everyone like comes up and they say hi, and they hug him and stuff like that. I think it was Mandy Patinkin said, like, every day I came on set, every day I made an effort to go over and shake his hand, because it was just the weirdest feeling your entire hand just
it's a mitt. The guy had like
these massive hands.
They're like 3 times the size of Mike Ditka's hands.
Like, he was a good guy. So yeah, professional wrestling gets a lot of flack, but it's cool stuff.
Yep.
And most of the people, not all, most of the people doing it are just people that have they are entertainers that have a very physically demanding job.
Yep.
And they do their best to put on a really nice you're muted, Checks. They do their best to put on just a really good show for people.
Okay, I couldn't get words out anyway, so it's probably for the best.
There's if you ever see, I think you can usually find it around somewhere. Wrestlers, usually the heels, who break the kayfabe to be nice to a fan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Jericho was doing that a lot.
Jericho, Triple H did it once. I mean, more than once. But I think
my history in acting was I was always the bad guy, and so I have a particular connection, I guess, to people that play the bad guys.
Yeah.
Like one of I think the most impressive feats of acting in the history of acting is William H. Macy in Shameless, because the character he plays is completely unlikable. Like every aspect of this character is the worst, horrible, disgusting type of human being that could possibly exist. And yet, William H. Macy is such a phenomenal actor that there are multiple points in the 11-year run where you actually empathize with his character. And there's nothing redeemable about him. There's nothing that's good about Frank Gallagher. He is just horrible, and yet William H. Macy is such a good actor. And from everything I've heard, like, he's a really nice dude too.
Yeah.
And so it's always funny that, like, the really, really nice people tend to play the bad guys.
Yep.
And the assholes are the heroes.
Mm.
Also, I finally got a chance to see The Whale. It's a phenomenal movie. Do not go into that movie thinking that at the end you're going to feel good.
No.
It is brilliant.
No, it's a sad story.
It is such a. I also found out it was an off-Broadway show before it became a movie. Yeah, didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, there is so much to that movie where, being someone that struggles with my own disabilities, like, it hit home hard. Like, one of the things I want to do is just because it hit me really, really hard in, like, the opening scene. A thing happens and his friend comes over, and that first scene, he says the words "I'm sorry." Like 90% of his dialogue is just him saying "I'm sorry" over and over and over again. And it is such such a thing for people with disabilities, and that we just apologize for everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was just so true to life, and it blew me away. So anyway, Brendan Fraser 100% deserved his Oscar win. So did Ke Huy Quan.
I forgot they were in the same movie.
Yeah,
Encino Man.
Encino Man. And that was the other thing I thought was really cool, is they both got Oscars the same day, and then, like, hugging, and then, like, Harrison Ford was hugging Ke Huy Quan, and apparently, like, the entire Goonies cast before the Oscars started, they all called up Ke.
Apparently,
like,
the lady who was in Temple of Doom was there too. So there was a picture of those
Possible.
three together.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that all these people were pulling for Ke Huy Quan, and he is a very, very talented actor, and it really, really sucked that it took him this long to be able to get back into acting. But yeah, I feel really bad. I've not seen that particular movie, but I've seen his other work, and I know just how good an actor he is. So, man, I am very much upset with Hollywood right now because they keep doing really, really stupid stuff, but every so often they get something right.
And let's not forget, Jamie Lee Curtis got an Oscar as well, and that one was fun to watch.
Again, I have no opinion on that because I did not see her.
I would submit it's more fun to watch
performance.
Jamie Lee Curtis being excited for her friend winning an Oscar.
Yeah.
I was who's the lead in Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle
I
Yeoh.
want to see that. I haven't seen it yet.
It's neither of us. I'm going to see it now, but
Yeah.
she's another one that because again she got her start in Chinese cinema, and she's a force in China.
She's basically the female Jackie Chan.
And yeah, a lot of people don't realize that Jackie Chan is a massive star in China. He's also he's also
Heck yeah.
he's a singer that has multiple award-winning albums in China.
Yeah, he's known for that shit. Yep.
Like he's a really good singer too. Like I've heard him sing, and he's
That's why
very talented.
he and Sammo Hung were in the same theater, the Chinese Performing Theater, and like, oh yeah, they're both massive over there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was really nice to see her finally get some recognition in the West. There's a few movies and things that I kind of saw. I'm still upset that they don't have a stunt category for the Oscars. Because again, they have hairstyling and makeup, which is absolutely something that should be applauded. But they don't have a stunt category, and I'm like, for like the amount of amazing stunt actors out there that deserve Oscars and stunt coordinators.
Absolutely.
Anyway, let's do some D&D stuff. Quick announcement: this Saturday, at 11 a.m. Central Time, we were originally going to have our Realms of the Wild wrap-up episode. We had some scheduling conflicts, so Lex, one of my players in Realms of the Wild, is actually going to be running a Call of Cthulhu one-shot that I am going to be playing in.
Ooh.
So I
Ooh.
actually get to play in a tabletop RPG, which would be fun. I have a very cool character that I built for it, complete with very awesome accent, that I'm going to be able to do then. And I also...
I'm gonna guess not a monk.
I was about to say, tell me more about this monk.
So, fun fact, his name is Declan Byrne, and he is
Oh,
a
I
priest.
love the name Declan.
Declan's a great name.
Nice.
He is a priest
Ah.
who his highest combat stat is brawling.
God damn it, Jody.
He was not
I
meant to
kick
be
ass for
a
the
monk.
Lord.
But it makes it with the fact like he's from Killarney, in the 1920s, which for those of you that don't know, the Irish War for Independence, Killarney was a huge hotbed of stuff that happened there, and so the Republic of Ireland, during the time that the game is going to be playing, would have just formed, and so I kind of took inspiration from like Father Mulcahy from MASH.
Oh,
where
okay.
One of the ways that he kind of he was able to reach out to some of the youths in Killarney was through boxing, because it's a very effective way to get kids that have anger issues and stuff like that to come and find positive ways to deal with that. So that was my little story behind all of it. I just wanted to play a priest because I thought it'd be interesting for Cthulhu to go with. No, I'm
Well,
a man
box
of
your
God.
ears, Dagon.
Yeah.
I am a man of God. That is not of God. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be
right.
fun. So tune in,
Justin-
Zelda Universe. It's twitch.tv/Zelda Universe did the TV. Yeah, KKK.
Yeah, that's just in time for St. Patrick's Day too.
I didn't. I feel really bad.
Be the day after. Yeah.
I missed
Yep.
Pi Day. I didn't realize.
Oh
Pi
yeah,
Day
that was yesterday.
was yesterday, and I'm like, damn it.
I made a berry pie.
You know, it's really good. Rhubarb pie.
Living the right.
Rhubarb, in and of
I love
itself,
them
is
too. I
disgusting.
don't have
But when you
eggs.
put crap tons of sugar with
Yeah,
it,
it's also poisonous.
it's very
Guys,
clever.
we can't openly talk about porn on a stream here. We can't talk about this kind of stuff.
Technically, you can talk about it all you want. You just can't show anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
So anyway, tune in.
Jody
this
knows all the
Saturday.
ins and outs. Sorry. sorry.
mm,
Gosh, I have to change characters.
Jax, one of these
We
days,
have
I'm
heard
going to-
far worse on these streams that you've been
I'm
in,
going
okay?
to build you a character that is celibate.
yeah, that doesn't flirt.
A row was so.
That I didn't realize that.
Not for lack of trying.
You- Chax, I forgot. I'm not going to say what it was, but you know me by now that I'm used to riffing, saying stupid shit in a chat and joking around and people in Zelda Universe are very nice, actually rolling with it. The first time I recall making Jody break, I referenced a certain site, a certain website,
Oh,
and a couple of people didn't know what the site was and looked at it.
No. This isn't Zelda Universe. No. You don't,
No,
don't,
I'm not-
don't search it. Don't you? No.
Yeah, I'm not even going to allude to it. I'm not even going to allude to it.
We've had a couple. I've been on a couple different streams where we've just been riffing on stuff. Normally it's on podcasts and stuff. We'll just riff on something, and I'll make a joke, and then all of us immediately go, "Don't look that up. Whatever you do not look that up."
I vividly remember there was one of the other friends, but I also remember Letus going, just looking off camera, going, "Oh."
So anyway, tune in this Saturday for the Call of Cthulhu, the 25th, which is next Saturday. We're going to have our campaign wrap up. So if you come in, you can ask me all the burning questions you had about Realms of the Wild, or how I make my campaigns, or characters. I'm going to get a chance to finally interview Kiri, and we can talk about where Kess came from, which the character she plays. So yeah, it should be really, really fun. And I've never played Call of Cthulhu. Fun fact: second most played RPG in the world, behind D&D 5th edition. So,
Ask her which Fey entity she had that give her such gifted electronic dice rolls.
Fun
Right.
fact: was it Pierre or Arel that finally usurped her? Was it Arel?
Well, no, but then I
It's
think
around.
the final roll came down and Curie took the title back, didn't she?
No,
No,
I
Arel
still kept it.
Yeah.
She got close.
You still got it? Okay.
Yeah.
In,
She got
in
real
Open Legends,
close.
because everything explodes. Our highest roll ever for like 2 or 3 years was one of Curie's rolls.
Hmm.
And then during the final episode, we had 2 or 3, because our highest roll was in the 60s, and then we had like 2 or 3 that made it up into
Couple
was it the
80s.
70s or 80s.
80s.
Yeah,
Carrie's made it up into the 80s. Mine was 91.
91.
Excuse
So
you.
yeah, she actually got into a 91, which is the
Amazing.
highest roll I have ever seen.
Took a
And I
crap
don't
ton of
think
the
you
points,
even
though.
had to use your 100. That wasn't your
I did.
100 one, was it?
That was, yeah.
That was okay.
Yeah.
So
Carrie
100%
rolled
just-
with all of her legend points, and she's the one who got like 87 using her less than 100 legend points. Yeah, Kyrie's rolls are magic. If you guys ever need to bet on anything, have Kyrie roll the dice for you.
So yeah, lots of fun, cool stuff. There are other things happening that I've been working with Zelda Universe on that I don't think I can announce just yet. But in middle of April, there may be something
Things.
cool happening that I had a hand in. So yeah, fun stuff.
Yay.
Anyway, you guys want to like play some D&D? Does that sound like something we should do?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
All right.
I mean, might as well. We're already here.
Yeah, I mean we're here.
Ah.
Time for us to return to traversing the veil.
Lemon bars.
Someone has a disadvantage for the rest of the game. The party has decided to return to the encampment on this fading isle. Having collected quite a few bits of proof of various large creatures. On their last night camping, Smegwick was contacted by an entity the rest of the party had never interacted with, didn't know existed, and he was given a warning. Something very dark, very dangerous might be showing up soon. After explaining everything to the party, they decided it was still in their best interest to head back to the forward operating base. And as they got there, a new acquaintance appeared, calling out Aoi by name. A hero from another party had a delightful conversation with Aoi, referencing her time at school and the fact that they used to be schoolmates, and decided to walk with them into the camp so that the party can figure out what their next step is after, of course, getting paid.
Important note: this friend thinks that Allie's in charge of the group.
Possibly.
Yes.
He's under the impression that she's paying us.
Mhm.
Yes.
There we go. Sorry, looking for the right soundtrack for this. So, and I need water. Always
Yay.
hydrate for the folks.
Stay hydrated.
Hail, hydrate.
Hmm.
So, You guys have come back to the town, and Aui's friend, whom did I tell you
No.
guys his name?
No name.
Of course not. Because I am a wonderful dungeon master, and I would never forget any of this, nor forget to write it down somewhere. What was the description that I gave you guys so I know that you know of his character? Did I even give like a race or anything?
Gave Dragonborn.
Okay.
Yeah, Gem Dragonborn, I think.
Okay.
Emerald Dragonborn.
Cool. So, just because it's a great name, we will go with this Emerald Dragonborn named Declan. Has kind of come in, and his party has some stuff that they have to do before he's going to have some free time. So he goes, well, Aoi, I will see you in a little bit. I have to finish turning in things with my party, but we will catch up momentarily. And your associates, friends, whatever the group is, I can talk with you all in a little bit. All right?
Bye-bye, Declan.
All right then. Wonderful to see you again, Aoi. We will definitely have to make this happen more often. And he kind of wanders off. So as you guys are sitting there, you can see like the last time you guys were here, because this is a base that is kind of being set up as you guys are here, and it's kind of being built out and everything. It always has kind of a bustle to it, but as you guys come in this time, there seems to be kind of an air of anticipation, and like there's an energy in the air that is palpable. You guys can kind of feel it. And can sing it too, apparently. So, with that being said, what do you guys want to do?
Turn over the sink monster.
Okay.
Was I asked? Well, how
So ready.
late? How late? Because
Okay.
I remember we pushed it pretty well. I didn't know if it's like
at this point, it
too
is-
early, late.
You guys are effectively like you can see at various cooking fires, because there's a couple different kind of kitchens around this place, just because there's so many people here that they need multiple kitchens. They are starting on or they're finishing up dinner prep. So you guys are in the early evening. The evening meal is going to be served probably within the next 20 to 30 minutes here. And generally what happens in this particular base is everything kind of shuts down for the evening meal, and then the few things that do start back up are basically like guards will go back to their post, other stuff like that. But for the most part, after dinner's over, everybody has kind of free time. So if you guys want to turn in your catch, it needs to be done before dinner, because they won't.
Okay, cool. That was gonna be my question.
Payouts after dinner. So that being
Yeah, I
said,
guess-
what would you all like to do?
Pay out because this stuff's gonna get riper. Do we just keep waiting?
Okay.
Mm.
Oh no, let's get moving. Let's get moving.
So there is a large area in the northeast corner of of the camp, where there's basically this very large, hastily constructed kind of warehouse, and in front of it there is probably about 4 or 5 different kind of desk areas where various parties can come up and basically turn in all of their stuff for their payment. As you guys get there, it is absolutely packed. Like, there is a line at each one of the 5 stations. There is a line that looks to be like 3 to 4 parties deep each.
Oh.
Which, compared to when you guys first got here, where things were just first starting to kick off, you saw maybe 1 or 2 people there. But even with the fact that the place has been going for a little while, this seems kind of odd. Effectively, it looks like almost every adventuring party that went out has all decided to come back at the exact same time.
I'm gonna tap like one of the parties in front of us, just like one of the people, and just go, excuse me, kind sir, is something going on? There seems to be quite a collection of people here. It was my understanding that people would still be out and about.
So as you tap their shoulder, the first thing that you notice is your hand comes away damp.
Is it?
And the water genasi turns around and goes,
Oh.
yeah, dude. Like,
Surfer bro, of course.
you're not aware, Padre?
Yeah, unfortunately, we've been away for most of the day, so if anything got announced, I'm afraid
Several
we
days.
might have missed it. Several days, thank you.
Oh, dude, man. Well, they're gonna make like a total big announcement, like just like a little bit here. So I think it'd be like cooler for everyone if I just wait for that. But he kind of leans in, and is like, dude, like just, dude, you want to be sitting down because it's like it's major stuff.
Totally.
Maybe.
Are you from the same place, dude? Haven't heard the vernacular in a while.
Highly doubt it.
Awesome.
I tend to pick things up as I travel around.
Sorry. Highly doubt it.
Totally, dude.
Sorry.
It's like
Chaka.
just going with the flow, Chaka, bruh. Anyway, dude, make sure you turn all your stuff in like now, because after the meeting tonight, well, let's just say value for stuff may be dropping like a rock, man.
Oh, we came back just in time then.
Yep.
Oh,
Good call.
well, that is certainly playfully ominous, but thank you, my good sir. Kind of turn back to everyone. Okay, so apparently something big is going down tonight. No one seems to have any details, but we got to get this shit turned in quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So over.
I have a thought. If we're concerned about time, I'll keep that stored in our back pocket as a nuclear option.
Oh.
Well, one thing you notice just over the next 5 minutes is, despite this looking chaotic, this process is remarkably efficient. The lines go through, even with people, and you notice that compared to other parties that are turning things in, some of the parties are only turning in, the effective amount of maybe like 1 or 2 fights worth of stuff, of relatively small things. And then you have other people, like one group in front of you has a massive T-Rex head that they decided to bring in to prove their
missing?
kill.
Is that a different one?
I mean, it doesn't, like the one that you guys killed was you took some of the fur from it, and this one has
And fangs.
fangs.
Yep.
This one looks complete. So you
Okay.
think there was probably more than one T-Rex.
That was a concern. It was like, someone might have done that. I was like,
So yeah. So some of the people, like they're bringing at like almost full carcasses of these things, but the lines are going through pretty quick. Despite that fact, it does take you the better part of about 20-25 minutes, so you guys can smell dinner getting prepped and everything. By the time you get to the front, and you see a half-orc sitting at a table, and he it looks like probably when he started his shift, he was relatively well dressed. Like you can see like a collared shirt and a vest, and a little tie, and there are gloves that are wadded up in a pile on the side of the desk, covered in various visceral things. Like his hair is all disheveled. He's got little bits of monster all over him, and so he comes up. He's like, "All right, what do you got?"
okay, friend. First of all, looks like you've had a long day. Appreciate the work. Second
So
of all,
he looks at you. He's like, "You have no idea."
I'm gonna do you a favor first, friend. We got one piece in here from a monster, very ripe, on its own, naturally.
And you just
Do you want us to go somewhere? We might clear a space. I'll understand if we need to go cart it off somewhere to get for an area.
You watch his face kind of drop, I have to confirm everything. And you can see him just kind of fighting off tears.
Better to be
Before I'm
forewarned.
allowed to put it through.
Better to be forewarned. You got a mask?
I did. He points to what looks like at one point probably was a very nice, almost like rebreather style mask. It is covered in slime and filth and probably would do more harm putting on than
Would
Good.
prestidigitation help?
it might actually, because you can clean things.
Hey, buddy. I know. I feel you. Believe me. With what we encountered back there, it goes like,
And as you do that, you're not able to clean it.
oh God.
Because it's completely. But you're able to get it to a working point. Because it is so covered in eviscerament that it would take you a better part of like 20 or 30 minutes to fully get it cleaned. That's just how bad it is. But he's like, he brings you in close. He's like, you're getting a bonus.
Oh,
This thing. Hold on. Like for good measure, and he goes like filters.
Lemony fresh. So he puts it. He's like, so first, let's start off. Do you have an actual tally of what you have, or am I gonna have to count everything myself? Fantastic.
That.
And he,
Also, I can also provide you with minor illusion to give you an idea of also what we fought in the descriptor as well.
very lovely. Unfortunately, I have to look at every piece.
No, I understand. No, I understand for like coordination to like for comparison.
All right, let's go. Why don't you go ahead and you read them off? I'll write them down first. thing
Okay,
you
well,
got.
let's get the worst one out of the way first.
Okay.
Who's gonna who's gonna pull out the portion?
uh,
I will, because I love you guys.
alright.
Did you say you will or you
It
won't?
should have been Crexney. You should have made Crexney do this.
Oh, really?
Crexney provided the bag.
I won't kill a character
True.
off when they're not here. So.
All right, so Crexney opened the bag.
As
We're not gonna walk.
So as you guys are saying
Oh
that,
God!
he goes,
Oh God! Get
wait
it!
a minute, and he gets his mask. All right, let's do this.
minor illusion, Octiog.
And he looks at that and he pulls his mask down just a little bit. Oh, for the love of all that is holy.
That's exactly what
It
we said.
smelled.
sir.
It smelled worse than it looked.
He puts the mask on, tightens everything on it. Like you could start seeing lines forming around where.
So he's
it's
wearing it
sealed.
properly. Good.
Yes. Go for it. And
Do you guys want to stand around for this?
I'm
That's
doing the
light.
list. I'll understand if you guys want to like wrap something around. Oh God, like wraps like pulls his Smegwick pulls his wrapping up around his mouth.
Yeah, Aoi does the same.
so as you open it, you hear it's almost if you guys have set off a bomb.
Like,
Oh,
fire in the
no.
hole.
Everybody around you just goes ah! You watch people like diving for cover. You hear a few people just start like dry heaving a bit. You see him sitting there. He's like, even with the mask.
I know.
Oh wait, you can't. What did it smell like before it was? Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Better. Much
Barely.
better.
And you watch
Barely.
him get another bag of holding that as he opens it up, you can actually see kind of like a cool air kind of rising out of it. And he doesn't even touch it. He just
Oh my
over
god.
it and scoops it up and foomp. And the scent still kind of lingers around, but it's nowhere near as bad as it's just like. And he slowly takes his mask off. They don't pay me enough for this shit.
Now here's the good news. That's the
There's-
worst. That's the worst one.
Can
So
we
it's
get an
all-
air genasi through here?
So
Just
it's all clear skies after this.
clear it.
You watch as a wood elf kind of comes forward that's wearing this actually really interesting cape that looks to be made entirely out of leaves. That
Oh,
as you look at
yeah.
it, you watch as the leaves kind of change color as if like going through the seasons as they walk. So be green and then oranges and yellows and then kind of dark reds and just kind of continually shifting, and comes over and you watch him just go and this huge gust of wind hits you guys, almost knocks you over, which is how big it is, and most of the scent is blown away. And you watch him just kind of look down his nose at you guys, despite the fact that he's shorter than half of you. He finds a way to look down his nose at all of you and just walks away.
It's all right, everyone.
You know, I know a
clear.
kid who can do that. He's much nicer.
Okay, so Atiag.
I don't know. This is not Tiag. I just that was what you told us it was. I don't know. Like,
No, he recognizes it.
oh, he recognized it. Okay, cool.
Atiag
Okay.
is 1,000 gold pieces. Congratulations.
Whoa.
Nice.
What else do we got here?
Okay, next up.
You want me to bring you another one?
Next up, minor illusion. This is the giant tooth from a dino bug thing.
All right, T-Rex insects.
One large
you're-
tooth from it.
You're let's see the.
I'm sure you can tell from the size of the
sixth
friggin'
or
tooth.
seventh one that's brought in one of these things. They're not that valuable right now. 250 gold for that. All right, what's
Yeah.
next?
Not that bad.
Next up, and he says like there were 4 of these. Minor illusion. The Bargists got
August.
four heads.
Vicious little suckers there.
Word of warning. There were 5. We got 4. One of them went away.
All right. none of
If
them
half those
probably-
stories are true, that's a concern.
Teleport.
They're not nearly as bad when there's only one of them, so you'll be
Huh.
fine. Let's
There was
see,
4 of them. I
August,
mean, there was 5. There's
only-
there's four heads.
They're only about 150 gold apiece, but you know, still
Mm.
pretty nice.
I'm sorry, 150 per head.
150 per, so that's 600 total there. All right. What else you got for me?
Next one. 2 sets of hands from Gorillons.
Ooh, monkey boys, monkey boys, monkey boys.
They were
monkey boys.
delicious, by the way.
This man was just
Boys, it
like,
tastes good. Interesting. Well,
Yeah, a whole pack of
If,
them, and then he had a nice larger
you
leader.
see him kind of like going through stuff, and he takes out this form. He's like, "You'd be willing to describe exactly how you prepared them and any side effects you might have had after ingesting them. We'll toss on an extra 50 gold piece for that.
Alright, takes the
Always want
paper.
to know the stuff that we can eat, you know."
Mm.
I don't know if you should eat it, but I did. So I
Hey,
should
hey.
it down.
Should and can are never the same thing.
Exactly. You see, Smegwig, he gets it.
Uh,
I get that you must have amazing gut flora.
mm.
All
You
right,
did
so
it,
monkey
Dad.
boys. Well, with the 50 gold extra, I can give you 200 a head for those.
Mm.
So 400.
Yeah, if you got you killed a total of 2 of them, yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
400 for you.
And then we have like compare. Okay, so these are the Gorillons, right?
Yeah.
And then he's gonna do it again, Gorillons, and then there's the giant ape friend.
Ooh,
And it's like that. We got the heart.
ooh, a heart. Hearts are nice. Hearts are actually spell components. We might be able to get some extra. We might be able to get some extra money from this. Let's see. Normally for-
Sharpshooter.
giant ape, we'd only be looking at about 300 gold. But giving us a heart, we can bump that up to about 500. So
Sweet.
That sounds fine indeed.
Next time, take heart.
Next
The
up,
literal way this time.
minor illusion. The carapace from the crab rock monster.
well, that's interesting. We actually haven't seen any of these things yet.
That's
Oh,
all the.
it's delicious. Let me get you the
He gets
recipe.
the
Give me
he
another
gets the
paper.
form again. Because this is actually the only one of these.
That's all the way out in the crystal area. Or not
Which
the
is-
crystal. Sorry, no, the mushroom area.
Mushroom.
We didn't make it to crystals.
You see him. You see him take another form, and it's just a really basic map. Put on a map where you found them. We'll give you another 50 gold for the map. Give you another 100 gold for the food, because this is a brand new thing, and because we don't have a listing for this yet. Let's call it 600 even. You know, it's new.
I think we can deal with that.
Here's on the map. Pointing right there on there. Word of warning. There's a bit of a ambience, fey-like uh ability of the area that will confuse you.
Another thing, describe the experience. Another 25 gold. All right, what else we got
He just writes up confusing like the effect of a will-o-wisp.
here? Okay.
Ambient over area.
Arai takes. Side note: crabs plus Etiag equals
Mm.
here.
Okay. Now we encountered some oozes. Now I understand, despite the fact that we have some actual color variations. So we encountered 4, but we have 3 different samples.
I can
Of
only-
that.
I can only pay per sample, buddy. Sorry.
No, but we have the sample, so you can tell from the coloration the differences. And the third one's interesting because when that one died, it was a kind of a crystalline when it went away.
Let me see what we got here so far.
I haven't tried that one yet, but it's tempting.
We had to slap your hand from that one.
Aye.
So it looks like we've seen both of these things before. We just never seen them here. So you guys are the first one to bring it in here, but we've seen these in a couple of the Fading Isles. However, this
Including the
crystal-
fiery one?
the crystal stuff, we've never seen that before. So the slimes themselves, only $100 a piece, unfortunately. But this crystal one, I'll give you $250.
Okay, so
Seems like it's the
200,
same creature
200 for the two. Well, no, because they're different colors for the two. Because one was a slime, one was an ooze, and then
Yeah, but
one
they-
was a fire.
The crystal one was just one of the slimes that you burnt.
Yeah, but that one they don't die because like if you tried to, you could obviously tell. He explains like because that only happens how that one died.
That combat, there was only
yeah.
2 different monsters in it. So you actually have one.
Oh, it
of
was
the
2 each.
There was a total of 4 creatures, but there was only
Yeah.
2 different monsters. So you have a sample of the molasses one, and then you
Oh, okay, I
actually
thought
have
we had-
2 different samples of the serpentine slime one, because you had one that didn't get hit by fire, and that's the ooze you have, and then the one that got hit by fire, when the fire hit it, it crystallized. So
Yeah, I said, like,
technically,
Okay,
they're
so
the
yeah, so
same
this
creature,
one,
they're just different samples, the same kind of creature, let's say.
same kind of creature, but they both died differently because
Yeah,
the
I'm just
when this
saying
one
that
died from
they're-
fire. Yeah,
They're species-wise, they're only 2 different species. You have 3 samples. Does
Yeah.
that make
It's a
sense?
steak and a hamburger. They're both cow.
Yeah. So anyway, 100 each for the slimes, 250 for the crystal.
okay, so 250.
250 for the crystal, and then 100 each for the slimes. So
Oh, so 200 and
So
250.
200
Okay,
and 250, yeah.
okay. Is
all
that?
right, is that it?
I don't know.
No.
Are we doing the mushroom samples?
We've got the mushroom samples and the dew, the honey dew.
Well, that was the stuff you had because you took personally. There's like I know I don't want to speak
So,
for you guys. I know Owie and Arai had mushroom samples. I didn't know if we were gonna try and sell
Oh.
those here or if we can try and sell those back at the
Yeah,
place.
We're only paying for monsters.
Yeah, I think you were only playing for monsters. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
want to find an alchemist or an artist
Yeah.
or something, try and sell it to them, you can do that on your own time. We're not
Okay.
paying for that.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
I
That makes perfect
understand.
sense.
Alrighty then.
So you see him kind of fill out some more stuff. You see him take this wax seal and he takes a candle and pours some melted wax on the bottom.
As he's doing that, Smegwick's like having a very good poker face, but to Spitwit, he's just like, "Mm." And Spitwit is just translating to everyone, just gold pile, just
and he puts his seal into it and he goes, take this to the quartermaster on the other side anytime within the next month. Due to the fact that I used to be able to smell dinner cooking, you may want to wait until later to get your payment. But this is official. They can't short you on it. As long as you do it before the isle disappears or something, you'll get your payment. Okay? Here you go.
will they pay out after dinner, or do we have to
Yeah.
wait till morning?
That's one of the few places that they'll still do stuff after dinner. So
Great.
You can get your payout after dinner. Oh, and you see him kind of reach over, and he puts a small bag of something on the table. He goes, for the mask in the morning. Next.
Thank
Thanks,
you very
friend.
much, sir.
Oh, hey.
Mighty
Hey,
kind of you.
Hey, put the mask up one more time.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. If any of you guys open up the little bag, there's about 200 gold worth of sapphires and emeralds.
Ah. Shiny.
Definitely worth it though.
Oh, that is nice.
Chief low-key about what we got.
So,
Yeah,
Or
no
what we're gonna,
problem.
or what we're gonna get, but keep that bag away.
So, shortly after getting that, you guys are almost kind of forced out of the way as this very kind of large, rotund turtle comes forward and goes, "It's my turn. I've got this," and he puts just this almost like side of beef size
Ooh.
cut of some creature that you can't tell what it used to be anymore. And you can see there's little bite marks around the side of it, and goes, "It's mostly here. Come on, give me something good for this."
Oh dear.
Are they in the shape of a snapping turtle bite?
How did it taste?
And he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about."
No, friend. Give them the recipe. Give them the recipe. You'll get a bonus.
He just kind of looks at you weird and kind of positions his shell more to kind of like box you out.
All right, fine. Don't get paid for the recipe.
I think
what
he
the
just
rest of
ate
you
it
guys
raw.
Want to do?
Tartar.
Possibly. What do the rest of you guys want to do?
Get food, get paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm up for getting paid too.
So as you guys start wandering over, there's 3 different kitchens that are running like full tilt right now because literally, again, it looks like everybody that is on this island is here, and they all seem to be kind of specializing in different things. You have one that is almost entirely just a massive kind of gumbo thing where you can see rice and meat and shellfish and other things like that in just this really massive like 10 foot in diameter pot that they're just kind of doling out onto plates. The second kitchen, you just see
I think that's andouille pasta. I think it's andouille sausage.
you guys just see tons of vegetables, both raw and kind of roasted, like just everywhere. All these different vegetables, a few fruits, and then the final one is just meat, grilled, boiled, cut up and prepared in like 3 or 4 different ways, but just tons of it put out in big trays.
Boiled and mashed them and stuck them in a stew?
Basically, yeah.
I just have to say for my own mental image, one of the chefs is Dave Grohl.
Just because I have become obsessed with this particular creator. One of them is sitting there now. Go put that on a cracker. And if you guys have no idea who Stale Cracker is, you have missed out. Go to YouTube, search Stale Cracker with a K. He is amazing. He's my hero.
I'm just seeing all this scene right now. Like we're on a landmass where we've been hunting a bunch of monsters, and now we're possibly gonna have the greatest dinner ever. I'm seeing all the chefs as just a bunch of cats, not Tabaxi, just cats.
Monster Hunter.
Just Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
See,
little cat.
my brain went to the
Tabaxi.
Goblin tea party, like all the finer things.
Tabaxi are technically native to the 3 Kingdoms.
yay!
But they have made their way all the way out here. They as much as they were native to the 3 Kingdoms, they became really there was a large attachment of Tabaxi that used to trade with the Verdant Empire before the war started, and they have their own kind of section of the city that's almost entirely Tabaxi, and quite a few of them emigrated to the Tempest Sovereignty. So yeah, there's probably there's probably at least 1 or 2 of the line cooks that are Tabaxi.
Yeah,
They
they're
tend to have
cats.
that
They
kind
go
of
wherever the heck they want.
They have like built into their culture in and of itself the kind of wanderlust and explorer aspect is built into their culture. And surprisingly,
Thanks,
enough,
Mephistopheles.
their culture tends to go with them. Compared to like other societies, like humans in general tend to kind of adopt the cultures around them. Tabaxi have kind of brought their culture with them everywhere they've gone. So anyway, so as you guys, where do you guys want to go for your food? You can mix and match. You can get one in particular.
I'm going straight for the meat.
Okay.
Just nothing else. Just the meat.
Stew.
Okay.
Go over that gumbo.
Hey, yeah, I'll have a little bit of the meat and some of
Okay.
the gumbo.
Got any cornbread?
And the tabaxi that's sitting there stirring the gumbo goes, oh, I guarantee we got some good gumbo right there. Would you cornbread? You can't have no good gumbo without no cornbread.
I agree,
So
but
what
you'd be
you gonna
surprised.
do? What you gonna do? You go see my friend over there. He a big old mohawk full of hair. He gonna give you the best damn cornbread you ever had in your life, son. And he kind of points to a smaller area where you can see they have a stone fire oven that is just putting various baked products in and out faster than you think should be possible. And then you see there's an artificer next to it that seems to be casting spells on that seems to be making it so that the bread is coming out.
This
You see-
giant cauldron says Instant Pot.
Yeah. So you do see what looks probably like
Yes.
some cornbread over there. And before you go, he goes, oh, you got wait up, son. You don't know what the good stuff is right over here. We give you some onions, put those in there, make it real nice. And then I put some of my special sauce in there, make it taste good. And he sits there and he just pours this kind of red liquid into it. And as soon as it hits the bowl, you smell kind of the spice coming off of it. Like your sinuses start to clean up.
I was about to say, yeah.
You're gonna feel that gumbo later.
Trust me, it'll burn
You don't know me.
going in, but it feel good going down. Trust me on this. All right. I gotta go serve the rest of these people here before they get more hungry than me. All right. There
Jody,
we
can I
go.
just say how much I love your voices?
Cajun is one of my favorite accents in the world. It is a remarkably difficult accent because it's another one of those accents where they have very few pure vowels in it.
Oh, yeah.
And then they also add in all of the weird nasal French sounds that we don't have in English. And so it's a weird, messed up.
Cajun
dialect.
Creole French is it's an amazing conglomeration, to put it lightly.
Really pretty language. So as you guys are going, Owie, you feel kind of a presence behind you, and you hear, Owie, wonderful. Seems that you've gotten your meal. If you and your friends would like to join us, I would love to have this evening meal with you. We can catch up, have a wonderful conversation. How does that sound?
Well, guys,
Coming.
I'm coming.
Wonderful. So
Where are we sleeping tonight?
Well, we also got the ship.
Oh, that's true. We are back at the dockside. Forgot about
Oh, yeah.
that.
so it goes over, and there's a relatively decent size.
Wait! Let me get some food for I have to go Thomas.
Oh gods.
Wait, what happened? You were like cutting in and out from me. What were you saying?
He's getting food for Thomas.
Oh,
oh,
we can't forget
Feed
about
and
him.
water your Thomas.
Exactly. Here I goes and asks for like, oh, catch up. My brother is walking back to feed Thomas.
So I am curious. Is this for parties only, or what does crew from ships get to come to the fort too?
The ships are mostly unmanned at this point. Like, you guys are probably one of the few groups that actually has someone that's sticking on your ship.
Okay, so we should bring him food.
Yeah. And there's no one asking for like ID or anything here. Like, if you exist on this island, you're getting fed.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Maybe he's been off the ship or not. I don't know. We'll check in.
so Rai, you can go back and give Thomas his. What did you get him?
Spicy gumbo.
Spicy gum. Okay. So
You
can
see
go
her
back
very
and
far
give-
off. Not that!
Right, just kind of like touches his ears. I didn't hear that. Keeps going.
As you guys all sit down, you can see already at the table is a pair of Aarakocra, both with wearing bows on their backs. But one of them is wearing, kind of light leathers and a little cloak, and the other one is wearing kind of chainmail, and you can see like this very strange-looking quiver that has arrows kind of sticking out that have different tips and things on them, which seems very kind of odd to see. And then in addition to that, you can see Declan, who has this very kind of large tower shield that is kind of placed, and then what could be called a like a war hammer, but with a shape and everything like that. It looks basically just like a massive hunk of metal with kind of like a dragon face carved into it.
Is there Furbolg friend here too? I mean, you mentioned a Furbolg.
Yes.
I don't know if they were.
There's a Furbolg that is dressed mostly in kind of animal skins and kind of soft leathers, not anything that you would consider like an armor. And he has a staff that has like berries and stuff kind of hanging off of it. And then the final person is looks human, but seems to have some kind of mild kind of feline characteristics, like her ears are a little bit more pointed and kind of cat-shaped than most. And you can see she actually has a pair of baknaz that are just resting on the table, which are basically kind of claws, kind of war claws, laying on the table. And as you all come over, she kind of looks over at Howie, kind of sneers, picks up her food, and walks away.
Old friend?
Well, Howie,
Old enemy?
This is my party.
Right.
They are lovely people. We have the twins over there, Eric and Legger. They are our. We have an arcane archer, actually graduated in my class, very talented. And then that's Eric, our arcane archer, and then Legger, he is a ranger. He's rather talented in tracking and things, very useful for this entire endeavor, if you might guess. And then that's Beatnik over there, the Furbolg. He's a lovely druid. And then the Razorclaw shifter that just left was that's Kellis. Well, the rest of us are here. This is my old friend from school.
Hello.
Eric, you might remember she was a year younger than us, and if I remember correctly, you did relatively well in your studies. She was a Eldritch Knight. She specialized in all that combat magic and things like that. You two might actually have quite a bit to talk about with his arcane archering skills, and your kind of battle magic might be relatively interesting. I went the path of the war magic, and to get that defensive protection in there. Very important to keep people alive. And then who are your friends here? They look interesting.
Ravishing.
That as well.
This is Reggie.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Khan, sir. I'm Reginald Masterson Aberdeen Miles III, traveling entertainer and helmsman of my dear friends here.
Aberdeen. That name sounds familiar. Is your family known?
They used to be quite known, but unfortunately it's a bloodline that has since Since vanished into obscurity, I'm really just here on my own, just making my own name on the world as well. And it's how I met these fine fellows right here.
It is always very sad when one of the great houses finally falls. But it's nice to see that you're trying to bring honor to your family name.
Oh yes, definitely so.
Wonderful. And who are the rest of your companions here?
This is Medwick and his familiar, Flitwick.
Is that a fairy dragon?
Pseudo dragon.
Pseudo dragon. My word! Do you remember, Owie? There was this young girl. She had just started studying and she was trying to conjure a familiar, but she was so kind of obsessed with dragons and the like that she wanted to have her very own fairy dragon, and she just couldn't get the spell right. And so what she ended up doing is she finally summoned a cat familiar. And what she decided to do is she went and she got wings and a little vest, and she just put the wings in a vest on her cat familiar and just had it running around and said, well, this is my pseudo dragon, more pseudo than dragon, but it's still, it was adorable.
Arai has since away.
Evidently, they never heard of a Tressum.
She was not particularly bright. I'm relatively certain he was there because her parents were obscenely wealthy.
That is, alright.
The one that... Oh, well, I guess we will talk in a moment. As Arai walks off. Seems like a lovely young gentleman.
The Haragon is Crutchley.
Haragon? That is fascinating. I have not seen a Haragon in their sovereignty in, well, probably since before the war. That is absolutely lovely. It seems she has a friend that's very large and mechanical. Very interesting.
Oh, and he's quite friendly as well.
That's Ogun.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wonderful. And then Arai, whenever you decide that you want to return, you can.
Okay. Arai can return.
So, conversation goes on for a little bit, and Arai comes back. Oh, sorry, you must have wandered off when you were getting introduced. I think the name mentioned was Arai?
Yes, I'm Arai.
Lovely to meet you. Do I sense some Eladrin in there?
More than some, likely.
Are you currently presenting in your winter?
No,
Are you-
I am summer.
I thought you'd shifted.
It's,
I did. I went from winter. Oh no, you're right. I did shift, but I went. That's the reason why I did the autumn art. I'm in autumn now.
It's been a fair amount of time since we've had too many Eladrin coming over to the sovereignty with the war and everything. Have you found that it's been difficult being able to keep in touch with family or anything? I know family ties tend to be very, very important to most of the Elven brethren. So.
No, I've surprisingly run into children in the past few months than I have for most of my childhood, I suppose.
Absolutely fascinating. Well, that's perfectly wonderful. Oh, by the way, my name is Declan Coriander from the Imperious Corianders. We've been living in the capital city for close to 27 generations. Most of us dabbling in magic and other things like that, but every so often we venture into other things. I had a great uncle once that decided to go into politics.
That's
we don't
regrettable.
talk
I'm
to
so
him
sorry.
anymore. It was,
I don't
interesting.
know. I don't know if this is coincidence or not. But when he said that, Smegwick's brain immediately went, because if you recall, I think Reggie took the noble's ring, and I believe you knew that was Coriander.
It might be a connection. The
Oh.
Coriander family is a really, really well known. It's actually a fairly large but very, very influential family.
But if you recall, you got that ring when the dude went splat
Yeah.
at a beer.
That was a while ago, so I wouldn't be surprised that I forgot about that. So thank you for pointing that out. So, okay.
But Smegwick would definitely be like, and he'll go like to Spitwit, and then Spit will go to Reggie, just like the dude go, ah!
Yeah, and Reggie's just going like, uh-huh.
So, Howie, did you graduate early? I think you mentioned something about helping a friend when we spoke previously.
Yeah, I guess I have no choice. I turn to the others. Do any of you know the Emerald Fang Army? I bend down and pull up my right pants leg, revealing on her ankle a green stamp of a shield that looks like a dragon's tooth, and on the bottom there's a lightning bolt. I didn't want to say so because of Prince Karen the Foolish, but I'm kind of the general's daughter.
And you see Declan sitting there. Oh, you all unaware of her parentage. You're traveling with effectively almost royalty. Yeah, you are unaware.
Smegwick just slowly turns. He goes like, no, of course we are aware. We just don't like advertising it. You understand.
No, I don't. I would never hide the name of Coriander. I'm extremely proud of my heritage.
Some places we've gone are extremely adventurous.
He just kind of looks at you perplexed. I'm well aware of how adventuring works. I mean, I've been an adventurer for let's see, graduated about 9
Well, surely
months
you
now.
Sure, you understand that some of the places we've gone, you might want, like, to the outskirts of the traveling. Might be best not to keep a low profile, as it were.
And you see it kind of start dawning on him. Well, I would have no knowledge of anything.
No,
like
some
that.
spots are just rougher than others. That's all.
I certainly would have no.
Ever been to Vox's Landing?
Of course, I mean that's where we got the job. I'm just saying, like, I mean, we always all of our work has been above board. So, I mean, whatever. You
So
have
was
to do
ours.
So, Howie,
Yeah?
with you taking a sabbatical from school, do you have a plan as to when you're going to return? I mean, you don't want to wait too long. Some of your credits may expire. You don't want to have to retake any of those courses, like that introduction to magical accuracy was simply a nightmare. I simply don't understand how Professor Apex could even aim any of his spells with just how absolutely horrendous his eyesight was. He probably should have retired a century ago.
I seem to do pretty well learning on my own, but
Oh,
as
yes.
soon as I
Go ahead.
pew pew, I think as soon as I get the funds to help my friend's tuition to stay in school, I'll try to come right back.
Absolutely. A noble pursuit, that is, helping out a friend who's of lower means. I mean, it simply astounds me that a school really builds up all of these kind of lesser people and makes them think that they can become, graduates of this very prestigious school, and then just never really give them the tools that they need to truly succeed. I mean, how many of them end up having to drop out and just work in the city? it really is just a horrible thing to build their hopes up like that and then just abandon them. Just absolutely awful. Shouldn't be happening.
Smegma kind of like does a little thing when he says lesser people. It's like you just internally think, one of those kind of.
I heard Hamilton. He's so elitist.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
and
Reggie.
there are other very, very nice schools in the Sovereignty that don't cost anywhere near as much money as our alma mater, and it seems almost a crime that they go and they search out these underprivileged people and then they give them just enough hope to make it part way in and then kind of forget that they exist. I mean, it almost.
Arai
seems
has
criminal.
walked away again.
Smegma says under his breath, "Yeah, lesser education for lesser magic."
Anyway, it's very, very nice to hear that you're giving back to those less fortunate. I'm very, very, very happy. In fact, you see him kind of ruffling around. We have not gotten paid for our thing yet, but I don't tend to spend a lot of the stipend that I'm given as being the protector of this group. So, and he kind of hands over a bag containing 50 platinum pieces. You go ahead
Wow.
and put that towards your friend's education. I would much prefer to see you return to school as soon as possible because you don't want to be considered a dropout or anything like that, of course. So I'd love to see you return as soon as possible, and I'd love to see your friend succeed as well.
In my head, I'm just imagining a parody of Grease. Eldritch School Dropout.
There are worse things I could do. Well, what do you all think of this spread? Very impressive, is it not?
Oh, it is mighty scrumptious indeed.
I must say, I mean, I'm very proud of my family name, the Corianders, going back generations, but I have to say I have not had food this delectably spicy since the last time I saw my dragonborn half of my family. This is just, clears out all of your sinuses for the next 10 years. Just absolutely lovely.
Spitwit is kind of burrowing into his little portion of cornbread.
Reggie's just got like this massive ham steak in front of him, but he is eating it so delicately and daintily, like fork, knife, pinkies out. He's doing the whole display here.
So,
Are you like the Skeksis from Dark Crystal?
Yes. Yes.
Master
Yes, and-
Reginald.
Oh, yes, indeed, good sir.
What did your family do before they were unfortunately taken out of grace? Do you have a history in, I would assume, due to your garb and everything, perhaps bardic magic? It looks like possibly.
Oh, I definitely do dabble in the bardic arts, my friend. My family, the Aberdeens, particularly my mother and father, they were known for owning quite a few theater halls around the empire. Always wanting to make sure that entertainment was available for as many people as possible.
An entertainer, lovely. I have to say, some of my fondest memories of it, my childhood, were when we had the opportunity to go to the theater. It was just such a brilliant experience, especially when you got to see some of the greats really being able to do some of their finest work.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And to be able to see such life brought to life, in a sense.
Absolutely.
In a sense. In fact, if I may, good sir, once I'm done with my food here, I would like to actually play a song for all of you. Hopefully to give a little bit of some variety to our fine evening tonight. If that would please you, good sir.
Absolutely. I think that would That would be. I think everyone would absolutely enjoy that. And as you guys are speaking, Callus starts to wander back, and you see her kind of come over, and she kind of drapes her arm around Declan's kind of like chest and neck, and she kind of drapes herself over. She whispers something in his ear, kind of looks up at Aoi again, and then wanders off with her hand kind of like tugging at he has a cape, kind of tugging at his cape as she kind of wanders off to one of the tents.
Would it be possible for me to do like an insight check to see if I could get a sense of what it was she was talking about? Maybe like read her lips if they were visible.
I would
or something?
say if you want to try to read her lips, that would be an investigation check, not an insight.
All right.
And I will say, unless you, because there's a
Oh.
feat that actually gives you lip reading. So if you don't
Observant.
have that feat, I'm gonna say it'll be at disadvantage because she was kind of hiding herself.
Okay. I already rolled one, so I'll just roll again then, because I don't have observant. Never mind. I don't see crap.
Yeah.
My first roll was a dirty 20.
She was relatively careful to ensure, like, even when she spoke so quietly that you guys could barely tell that there was words being uttered. So she seemed to want to be relatively secretive. Declan turns to you. Well, perhaps I'll take a raid check on that performance. Obviously, don't stop the performance on my behalf, but and he kind of looks back. I have other matters to attend to currently. But Aoi, absolutely lovely to see you again. Keep me posted about how it goes for your friend and the rest of you. It's lovely to have met all of you. I hope you the best in your adventures. Yes, and he picks up his large dragon-shaped hunk of metal in his tower shield, slings it on his back, and kind of wanders off.
Well, he certainly seems nice.
And she didn't.
As you say that, you see the rest of the party kind of gather, the rest of his party kind of gather their food, and they kind of get up without saying a word and kind of wander off.
I will make it a point of saying, hey, to Beatnik, like, hey, by the way, thanks the appreciation for what you did for a friend.
And he kind of looks at you and goes, of course. And he just wanders off.
Spitwit burps.
You're excused.
Well, if it still pleases some people here, Reggie just like daintily puts his fork and knife down, pulls out his violin, does the thing he does every time where he just kind of like exercises his wrist for a moment just to kind of get ready, and then he just starts just playing some music just to kind of give some variety to the field around us.
Okay, go ahead and make me a performance check.
All right. 17.
So as you kind of string up your violin, you start performing, and as you guys can see, the song itself goes relatively well. You guys have seen Reggie perform before. This is not his greatest performance he's ever had, but it's good enough. You see other people. Excuse me. You see other people are kind of enjoying it. A few of them are clapping, but you guys do notice that, having seen Reggie perform before, normally there's much more of a reaction to it. And aside from like one or two groups clapping along a little bit and a few others kind of noticing, like the entire rest of the dining area seems to be almost oblivious to him saying anything. And they're all kind of whispering and huddling amongst themselves.
Tough crowd.
No, they're also adventurers.
Ah, that is fair.
As
Did it say something was happening?
Reggie, as your song dies down, you suddenly hear this loud kind of trumpet blast, and you see someone that you haven't seen before, but you guys are all aware that he is the head of this base. Man, brain is just absolutely gone right now. He stands at about like 6'6", relatively kind of broad shoulders. He wears a kind of more ceremonial looking set of plate on it, armor. If it's not magical, it's probably not very good for protection, but it looks really pretty. However, magic armor can look like anything. So, and he carries this large kind of gem-encrusted sword on his back, and he's an heir Genasi. And he's affectionately kind of referred to as the Admiral around here, despite the fact that he doesn't seem to carry that rank anywhere. People just generally could call him the Admiral. So he gets up and goes, "Adventurers, there has been an update." And all the sound kind of starts to die down a bit. While you all were out discovering and killing off the various creatures, the island itself has been continuing to rise out of the veil. And, well, something very interesting has happened. And he brings up a spellcaster who sits there and weaves and creates a very large magical image of the island. And you can see the southwestern part of the island, which used to be covered entirely by the veil, seems to have risen. And you guys can see at the very kind of southwestern tip, there are ruins.
Ooh.
Now, as all of you are aware, never in the history of the sovereignty, in the history of the Fading Isles, has the Fading Isle risen from the veil with any man-made structure. But these ruins present a unique opportunity. They are vast, many times larger than this settlement itself, and may contain answers to questions we didn't know we had. So, most of you are going to be repurposed. While yes, it is important to clear out the various fauna to ensure a safe working environment for the miners and excavators that come after us, we have been requested by the sovereignty itself to investigate these ruins. So, tomorrow morning, report to the command tent, and you will be told if you are to be continuing extermination or if you are being sent to the ruins. That is all. And he leaves.
Guys, can we go to the ruins?
All depends
Discussion.
on the higher ups.
Discussion later.
Definitely discussion later.
No.
Like Smegwick was suddenly like Smegwick when he said the ruins and he saw the map, he was just like, and he's like, Smegwick got very worried. He's just like, discussion later.
Right, is very excited, like eyes twinkling, and like,
Reggie leans over to Smegwick. Should we quick meeting on the boat?
As soon as we get paid.
Mm.
Deal.
So dinner.
Smegwick, Smegwick says a Spitwit, and Spitwit will see the projection. Remember the tableau thing we all worked together on? For no, Reggie was probably gone for that, but like,
Yeah,
remember
most likely.
the tableau we said, like, when we had a discussion about from below, that whole encounter,
Oh yeah.
like Spitwit suddenly just like does that quick projection of like that, just a little reminder. Then the ruins. He's like, yeah, on the boat after we get paid.
Okay.
So as dinner kind of winds down, you can see basically like all of the adventurers have eaten, and now all of the kind of crew of the camp are coming by and starting to get their food as well. So the adventurers are starting to go to their tents. Some of them are going to ships. You see a few of them getting on kind of shuttle boats because the docks themselves are not large enough for every single ship to have their own berth. So there's actually a small flotilla out in the Vale a little bit for the ships that don't really fit on the docks. You guys in particular, you got here early enough that you have your own berth. So do y'all want to do?
Let's go get paid first, then back to the boat.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cash in our
Yep.
claim.
So you guys go up and you see a half elf just kind of sit behind a table and goes, "Oh, you got your paper."
Yep.
Here you go.
Oh, seems like you have quite yourself a little payday here. Well, let's see what we've got here.
We were busy.
What was the grand total?
I don't have the grand total. I have all the ones that
4,000.
like.
It's
If you want to add it up real quick for me,
Okay.
just because I don't remember everything off the top of my head. I was doing a run
Here.
total.
No, I mean,
It's
I'll take. Yeah, I'll
4,000
take.
Oh, is
I'll
it
take.
4,000 even?
Yep. 1,000,
Oh, wow.
250, 600, 100, 500, 600, 100, 100, 4,000 on the nose.
That is
Damn!
hilarious. He goes, oh, that makes things a little bit easier. Let's go down here. And he goes, do you want it in platinum or gold? We can do gems if you prefer that way as well.
How do I?
Our coin holder is counting.
No, I'm sorry. No, I was just starting down the total. For value wise, we can go ahead. I was like, we could do the major portion if we like in gems, because that'll be easier for carriage and storage, and then we could have like, say, maybe 1,000 in coin platinum.
Okay.
Can't do that. All right, then. He goes, here's 100 platinum pieces, and he gets various, and here is 3,000 gold pieces worth of rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. Have a nice night.
Thank you kindly.
You as well.
Now let's get back to the boat.
Making a point of like putting our stuff away before we leave the office space,
Okay.
so people don't
Yeah.
see what we're
Yeah.
walking away with.
So you guys make it back to the ship. As you come back, you see Thomas is just downing water, going,
Rye's just gonna go over and like pat the back of his head and continue walking.
and he looks at you really weird, because every time you see him, you just kind of pet him, and he looks over at like Smegwick and the rest of you guys. He's like,
You okay?
"Am I missing something?"
Minor illusion behind Thomas, not a pet.
Thomas
Rye's
completely
turned
oblivious
around.
to it. So,
Rye's gonna buy him a collar.
what did you say?
Arai's gonna buy him a collar.
Oh,
already-
no.
You already did.
I'm gonna buy him another one.
Oh,
It's
no.
like a dress collar and then like one for
Exactly. One's like a bow tie
For
on it.
formal, one for casual.
Yeah.
So how are
Well,
things
first of all, I
going?
didn't know had you been off the ship at all, or have you been maintaining on the ship?
I really didn't think it was that important to leave the ship. Like, I've got everything
Okay.
I need here. I've been keeping things clean.
Fair.
A few times I did go off the ship.
Just checking in. It's fine if you did.
Were you guys aware that you're kind of pariahs here?
Huh?
Do tell?
First, we're hearing about this.
Yeah, so I was going around and just, getting cleaning supplies, maybe playing a game of poker or two, trying to get my own funds, and, well, the topic came up of, where we all from, what crew is ours, and, apparently there might be a rumor that you guys, are assassins for hire? That pissed off Anonymity?
What the frig is saying? Oh God, they're already. What's the best way for them to fuck with us?
How do they know it's us? Changed our ship name.
What's the best way for them to fuck with us?
By killing our reputation.
Yeah, and
How are we not someone else?
apparently the reason you guys pissed them off is you decided to brutalize a bunch of innocent farmers.
Wait, what?
There's not even farmers on a beat.
They've
Yeah.
never said anything about a Bia. Again, the story that I heard is you guys came from the north after slaughtering a bunch of farmers up in
All the shit they're dealing with in Abia, and this is what they decided to dedicate their fucking time to.
Really?
yeah. There are rumors that, one of you guys is like a con artist, and that's how you were able to convince people to, get them alone, and then you'd brutalize them and kind of like mark your terror. Apparently there's like 5 or 6 farms up in the northern reaches that just don't operate anymore because you killed everyone that worked on them.
I've never even been in those areas.
I know that, and you know that, but no one else here knows it. So, yeah, I've been listening to a lot of the stories, and they don't know I work for you. And
Well, good news also that we've been registered as the fish stick,
The flying fish.
flying
sticks.
fish stick.
I don't think it was Anonymity that's spreading these rumors.
Huh?
Like all
Wait.
the details that I'm getting, they have nothing to do with anything you guys have actually done.
I mean, well, that's obvious, but if
Then
you
how did that-
if you're so sure it's not Anonymity, then who is it?
I don't know. Somebody, did you guys piss off somebody while you were here, or maybe piss somebody
Oh, I know.
else off at Vox's Landing?
Thomas,
Oh.
the Admiral.
Ooh, 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 ooh. We may want to lay low.
Okay.
Right now, people are disgusted and terrified of you. So I don't think we're gonna have to worry too much about anyone trying to sneak in and kill us in our sleep or anything. But
I mean, right around here, where they're adventurers, we're adventurers. They got more things to worry about than us.
I'm just saying, maybe.
Yeah, no, it's very valid.
If anyone
We
buys a
would be
drink for
shitty
ya-
assassins if they all knew that we were assassins.
And we're all yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never said that the people spreading the rumor were particularly smart. They just seem to be relatively effective.
Sound
Did
like
you-
Marines more and more all the time.
Did you ever catch sight of these people? Like, how did you hear the rumors?
Game of Three.
milling about, interacting.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
You know, everyone was
yeah.
just
Word
talking
of
about what they
mouth
were
gets
doing.
around quickly.
So,
They-
did they describe us, or is it like the name of the, like?
Oh no, they some of the ways they described you using that big pike you've got were particularly interesting.
Wait a minute. The Admiral never met you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How?
What? Unless they've been keeping tabs. Oh crap.
I don't
Uh-oh.
know. Somebody is not particularly fond of you here.
There was the Admiral. Then there
No.
then there was the well that was back with Lucky.
I will say
Ismail.
the person that's
and-
called the Admiral here is not the guy that
Yeah.
you guys
I
saw
know.
on the ship. Like you guys, the one that goes by the Admiral here, you guys have never seen before. And as far as
Right.
you know, he has no military background either.
Hmm.
Just to clarify.
Unless there's someone else that burned us.
Aye.
Ismail.
Oh, your friend.
I just thought you guys might want to know. So, good gumbo.
Yeah, it was good gumbo.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What's your mind at, Reg?
Okay. I'm kind of half talking as Evan here and not just as Reggie, but just
Okay.
all this talk of rumors just kind of made me think of something, and my mind just went to this. For all I know, could be completely like not connected at all, but this is just where my mind went. Yeah, it's been a long day for me. Okay, I'm totally blanking on that name because I've been so focused on this whole rumor thing. Jody, what was the name of that guy who fell over the balcony and I got his ring?
The family name was Coriander.
Coriander.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, same name as Owie's friend.
But he splatted.
Yeah, he splatted. But as we've seen today, there's others.
Yeah, the Coriander family's massive. Like, and they're not even all like Declan's particular part of the family. A dragonborn sorcerer actually married into the family, and about like a generation and a half ago, and so that's where that family line kind of cards off. The majority of Corianders are human.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So they're the dragonborn part of it is a relatively recent introduction to the family line.
Yeah.
So he's technically not pure dragonborn. He's half.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
dragon lord half human.
Yeah, Reggie pulls out the coriander ring that he's got. He goes like, "If we burn someone, what if it was possibly for revenge?"
I don't know why we didn't get made by anybody else.
I know. But it's the only thing that my mind can think of right now. I mean, think about it. We Coriander guy dies. We have trouble with anonymity, and then we get out of there. And now we end up on a brand new island doing all these jobs, and it happens to be the same island where this other Coriander shows up.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not, like that's like the family's big. I get that, but
Oh yeah, definitely his family is big, but still, for this to happen, I don't know. The entire situation just doesn't feel right.
I
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
What
if they told the Corianders about us, I'm just saying, like, I think we'd have assassins on our ass.
would it be too late for me to like think back and do like an insight check to see if he knew Declan's like
If he kind of suspected you guys.
yeah.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and make an insight check.
Did I tell you? Or I tell you guys about or did he only tell Crexney about the bakery? His brief conversation at bakery.
Nothing. 7 10.
I remember us being at a bakery.
I think that was just a conversation between you and Crexney.
Okay.
Because it happened like in the bakery and shortly after the bakery. So I don't think you ever, at least to my knowledge, I don't think you ever informed everyone else. With a 10, he seemed genuinely interested in you guys. You know, again, you didn't know him particularly well in school.
Yeah.
But you interact with him every so often. You knew him well enough to recognize him and have a few kind of stories from going to the same school.
Yeah.
So it seems like he was being nice and was genuinely interested in you and your friends. You know, as just someone that's a nice person and wants to get to know your friends. As far as you could tell.
He seems
Obviously,
genuine.
the Razorclaw Shifter had different opinions, but
Still, though,
Hmm.
Smegwick, you do bring up a good point, though. Because if this truly was someone of high status, why wouldn't they send assassins against us? But instead of trying to kill us, they're trying to kill our reputation. So if they're trying to kill our reputation, make us out as assassins, then clearly they themselves don't want to come after us. They want someone of authority to take notice and have them do the dirty work instead.
So maybe it's also could also be code for misdirection.
Could also be misdirection as well.
Would befit their name.
On top of this, there was the other concern we had. The whole thing about the ruins. And if you
That
recall
is-
the conversation we had about the warning I had from my friend
Oh, yeah.
about something from below,
Oh.
and now we got ruins.
Seems a little too coincidental.
Yeah, everything is happening all at the same time, way too quickly and too close to each other. This isn't right at all.
Now, part of me thinks we should boot, scoot, and boogie, but the other part of me thinks that maybe we need to check the ruins out.
On one hand, we've already got paid. On the other hand, if we don't have an idea of what's going on, we're most likely going to end up in a worse situation in the future.
Check the room. We need to check the ruins out. We need to check the ruins out.
You are not helping.
Yeah,
I am. I'm making a decision. Check
No,
the ruins out.
Well, even
that's
if we
not up to us.
even if we all wanted to check the ruins, it's ultimately up to the managers of this place. And if these rumors have reached them, odds are they're not going to let us anywhere close to those ruins.
They're not going to cordon the place off. So the question is whether we get assigned or not, we can make our way there. We can always just say, yeah, we were going back to the... We got a legitimate claim saying, oh, remember the Octiog? You guys paid real big for that. Yeah, we went right there. And if we happen to go a little bit more southwest...
That is true. We are showing initiative. That's
Also-
always a good indication to our employers.
Also, just to point out also, we're under contract for just going here and cleaning out what we can. We come back, they pay us. We don't give them anything, they don't pay us. That's pretty much it. We can pretty much go wherever the frig we want. It just depends if we want to get paid or not. We got pretty good payday. Maybe we can come up with
Yeah.
something along the way, but I think if I don't want to, like, look, I'm not telling how much everyone else should be doing, but I'm saying with everything's coming seems to be leading us right now, maybe it would be advantageous for us to go to the ruins.
Yeah.
If everyone else thinks that too. And like he's saying that's in front of Thomas. He wants Thomas to like be aware too. That's why we're having a discussion at the ship in case shit goes down.
I mean,
Jody,
that is where we've gotten the most information so far.
Jody, just to re-clarify, from when they announced when the ruins were coming up as the island was still rising out of the veil, could you just say again what side of the island were the ruins closest to? Because like looking at the town, we're on like the east side.
If you
So,
look
like-
at the map, that's at the
Close.
far southwest.
Yeah.
Far
Mhm.
south.
Southwest corner, you can see it used to be covered by the veil, and now
Yeah.
you
Zoom
can see-
all the way out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't zoomed enough.
The ruins themselves are massive. Like this is like almost like Imperius size ruins. Like this is like a major capital city size amount of ruins.
Oh, yikes.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
So as you can see, like
huge.
size wise, like the camp that you guys are at is a decent sized camp. And the
But
ruins
but
themselves
but
are
if we
easily
compare
twice
that
as large.
to the map,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
Actually. Well, no. See, one idea I had is those ruins are definitely going to be tricky to traverse, but we do need a better idea of what's going on. At the same time, though, management at this place might try to get in the way. But Smegwick, you are right. It's not like they can just block off the place entirely from
they
us.
get the orders from here. Everyone else they just go out.
What if we went out first?
That's what I was thinking too. But
We-
I think we're supposed to check in. Here's my thinking. I think
Yeah.
we check in.
Yes.
They don't assign quadrants. That's the first thing I asked when we were doing this thing. They had us just going out wherever the hell we pleased, just like everybody else seemed to be doing.
They
Might
don't.
So-
change.
They don't assign quadrants. All we gotta do is check in. And last I checked, and Jody, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because for everyone, I do apologize. It has been a while since I last joined a session. But last I checked, they don't exactly force us to go anywhere on foot. If it's on the southernmost tip of this island, let's take the ship, run the perimeter of the island, beat everyone else there.
Yeah, I was curious about that, and a part of me also wonders if we're risking the ship. We don't know what's there.
As far as what you guys have seen, the island itself, when you first got here, you might have been able to kind of sail up and get close to the island and land somewhere else. Now that the entire island has
That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, it's like
you would
cliff
have to
faces.
basically, yeah, you would have to climb probably like 30 to 40 feet
Okay.
on
Mm.
sheer cliffs to get
Damn
up.
it,
to
so
the
we
island.
have to go on. Damn it. So we have to go on foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the benefits of the thing is like as the island rose, the dock was specifically designed with pieces that like shift and move because
Yeah, so it
they
sticks
were
out enough,
expecting they were expecting it to get taller. So,
Yeah.
So it's probably gangplank, but now it's more angle.
Kind of. They actually specifically they have bridges and things like that have expansion things like they
Yeah.
have hinges and things that were meant to elongate. So the docks literally, so that you're not having these really big steep things, the docks have literally kind of drifted away a little bit from the actual island, just so that the angles aren't too big, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So all of it again, because they've been doing this for so long, in the Fading Isles, that specific technology was designed to kind of float on the veil and be able to stretch and kind of morph and manipulate as islands would rise and fall, so that they wouldn't have to basically build new docks every time something shifted. Thomas turns to you all and goes, as far as I know, nobody knows that I'm connected to you guys at all. I've gotten very good at getting off and on the ship without anyone seeing me. So if you want me to, keep an ear out, I can, and I can see what else I can find out. I just thought you guys would want to know that you are not well liked here.
Well, I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep a good eye out, and I think these guys got better things to do than worry about us. But there's someone definitely smearing our reputation. But right now, it's the crew of the Flying Fish Stick. We are really going to have Chris to get to work on those plate names.
Yep.
All right. Well, So one thing at a time here. Let's all just say like, okay, show of hands. We want to go to the ruins.
It's not. It's not up to us to decide, is it?
Kid, we're gonna go that direction whether they assign it to us or not. I mean, there's nothing
Yeah.
stopping us.
I mean,
Okay.
they already don't like us anyway. So who's to say we
Mm.
can't live up to their little reputation of ours?
Mm,
They say yay or nay, we're gonna go where the frig we want. Unless they have intention to like strong arm us.
yeah.
We're just gonna treat it like it's an assignment.
Okay.
And if they don't send us there, we'll do our job, and then we will coincidentally just start making our way south. Oh, we saw an interesting creature head that way. We completely forgot that the ruins were also in that direction. You can't blame us. We saw a golden beetle T-Rex go that way.
We saw shiny.
We saw a shiny.
Oh, I'm good at getting distracted.
Yeah,
And
see,
lost.
we have a team member who gets distracted all the time.
Yeah.
Then I think, okay, so this is personally just me. I think with what we got going on, let's rest up, be ready for tomorrow. First thing we do, get our assignments. Next thing we do, we just beeline straight to the ruins. We don't stop for anything unless we gotta rest somewhere. But other than that, ruins, nothing else.
Sounds like a plan. I'm.
Jody, you were kind of muted for a bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah,
now.
I
Now
can.
we can.
I think it was just pause. That's all.
Okay. So, sounds like a plan. I'm gonna get some sleep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we definitely got to recover.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
All right, pats Thomas on the back.
he kind of looks at you, kind of goes back to his bunk.
Such a good.
Mm.
Anything you guys want to do before you hit the hay?
Lock up or pay.
Mm.
I got just the place for it. I got a nice little. I
Yep,
got
the
a-
strong box.
Oh, strongbox, right.
Also, just so we can be on the same page, this will be the same page. This will be like slightly out of character. Owie took that 50 plat. We're not counting that.
Okay.
I just want to make sure we say that because that dude gave that to you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I probably should have somewhere to safely store it.
Well, you in your quarters, everyone has their own lockbox.
Oh, okay.
In their
I'll do that.
quarters. So everyone has their own place that they can keep their.
Yeah, and there's like a ship thing. I would imagine has a strong box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The generally in the captain's quarters is where the kind of party, like the ship strong box, all the super valuable things are in there, and then the captain also has their own kind of footlocker in there as well. So the strong box for the whole ship would be in the captain's quarters.
Okay, so Smeg will just go in there and like do the strong box thing and just like set up there.
And also,
I don't know
all
there's
your doors lock, so you
Oh,
can
yeah.
also just do that too. Anyway, so you guys are able to get some sleep as you wake up. You can again. There's that little bit of energy still in the camp because people are kind of getting excited about what's going to go on. Did you guys have anything you wanted to do before you go to check out what your assignment's going to be?
I don't think we had anything else set up, so we pretty much sold everything and got everything there. Probably let's interact as little as possible so we can.
Okay. So you guys head out, and the command tent is where everyone has to go. And by the time you guys get there, you realize that you guys did not sleep in any way, shape, or form. Like you're up relatively early. You are still like one of the last groups to come to the command tent to get your assignment. As you come in, you can see a gruff Earth Genasi kind of sitting there, and just kind of going over, and he kind of looks up. He scowls slightly. He's like, "What's the name of your ship?"
Flying fish sticks.
You're on ruins duty. There's going to be a large meeting outside in 5 minutes. Good thing you got here in time. If you'd been any later, you'd be off killing vermin. Go out there quickly.
Yay!
Thank you kindly. Well, that was
Yeah.
easy.
You guys see, again, the majority, like probably close to 80% of the adventuring parties are all in the dining room, which seems to be being used as kind of a makeshift kind of meeting hall as well. Dining room. By dining room, I mean the place where they just put a bunch of tables out where people eat. There's no, like, it's not indoors or anything. You can see the Admiral is up there, and again, there is a noticeable tension in the air that just seems to be getting more. Just seems to be getting more and more tense the longer things go on. The Admiral starts going on with mostly just logistical stuff. It's like, well, you guys are going to go here. We've separated the city into various quadrants. Each group is going to be assigned a specific quadrant. As far as we can tell, the parts of the city that we can see only make up about 30% of the actual ruins. 70% of them are underground. So part of securing your quadrant will be doing as best as you can to map and search the underground portions. If you meet up with another adventuring group, turn around and go in opposite directions. We want you all spreading out as much as you can. And the longer the conversation goes in, like, you can all almost feel like a buzzing sensation. Like there's just a ton of tension everywhere, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I would like Smegwick specifically roll me a perception check.
Yeah, okay. Do I get advantage of this because of Spitwit, like before?
I would say no, not in this particular
Okay.
instance.
Perception. Of course, every time. 7.
7. Okay. So as you're
I don't have inspiration on this character.
For some odd reason, with your kind of experience, especially in your scouting experience, the longer this is going on, the more something's not right. Like you can feel it in the back of your head. You're getting this feeling very similar to when you were ambushed in the Feywild and got cut off from the rest of your party. Like something is boiling up. Something is about to happen. And so you start just kind of casually glancing around, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. But before you can really pinpoint what the problem is, suddenly there's a massive explosion. Tables go flying. It's about 40 feet in front of you.
God.
I'd like everyone to make dex saves real quick.
Okay.
As splinters
Jeez.
and other things start going past your faces.
Come on.
Start with Owie.
8.
8, okay. Reggie.
9.
Okay.
Did I just hear Godzilla? I just heard Godzilla in
Not
the background.
Godzilla, Dragon. Arai.
15.
15, okay. Smegwick.
9.
9. Everybody but Arai, you failed your checks, and you are going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. As again, just like planks and bits of table and stuff, just kind of pelts you guys with stuff. You can see some sort of explosion has happened kind of near the stage. You cannot see the Admiral anymore. Suddenly, another explosion happens a little bit further away. Smegwick, the more these things keep happening, the more your brain is just going into overdrive of something about this seems really, really, really familiar. And then out of the corner of your eye, you catch movement. And you look over and you see a young tiefling girl, very, very pale lavender skin with yellow eyes that kind of locks eyes with you for a second. And then you watch her form a dagger out of kind of nothingness, throw it. And it looks like it's coming for you, and it goes straight past you. You watch it go a little bit further, and it impacts with some sort of kind of makeshift device that explodes about 20 feet away from you guys. And I'd like another dex save from everybody.
Oh, that's better. Dirty 20.
All right, you make it, Reggie.
25.
You make it. Arai.
6.
6. You fail. Smegwick.
14.
14. You fail as well. So those that failed take 27 points of fire damage.
Wow.
Those of you that succeed take half that. As this massive fireball explodes and actually knocks you guys back a little bit.
Half of 20. Half of 27. You said.
Yes, half of 27. Rounded down.
Okay.
Okay, so like 13?
Yes. Smegwick, your ears are ringing. You look up, and the figure that you saw isn't there anymore. And
I think when Smegwick saw her, when Smegwick saw her, if I think this is who I think it is, Smegwick goes, Cindy?
And right as you say that, that's when the dagger appears and it throws. And she looks you straight in the eye, and you can see kind of the recognition and then the explosion. And then again, when you look up again, no one's there. And that is where we're going to end it tonight. As always, if you have missed...
Sorry, I'm just going to mute myself real quick.
Okay. For those of you that can't,
He has turned into a
lip
fish.
read.
Blah 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 blah.
I
Blah,
wasn't
blah,
saying
blah, blah, blah,
I
blah.
wasn't saying blob.
So,
Blah, blah, blah.
as always, if you missed any of the episode, I do upload these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/TrainerJody. Otherwise, again, this Saturday, Call of Cthulhu, twitch.tv/ZeldaUniverseTV, Saturday morning. Check it out. It's going to be super fun. One of my buddies, Declarations, is going to be playing with us. It'll be super cool. Otherwise, again, that's all for me today, and I'll see you guys in the next time. All right? Bye-bye.
Blah 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 blah. Lemon bars.